Take a look at the drivers a little closer. They are out on the race boats now. This is what they look like in the pit area. Dave Vilwalk will not be among them, however. He'll be in the pits helping with the repairs to his boat. So Dave has to be scratched here for the rerun of Heat 2A.
Dr. Ken Muscatel, next up, U2.25 out of Seattle, Superior Racing Team.
Mike Allen also will be on the beach. He is disqualified. An unfortunate incident before the original start of Heat 2A. Mike made a mistake that's going to cost him a chance to race here.
Chris Bertram, brand new rookie driver, qualified as an unlimited driver this weekend, the U9, and that's Jackson's Sports Bar. It'll be the all-white boat that you'll see on your screens.
J.W. Myers, the Seattle youngster in about his 4th season in the Unlimiteds, considered one of the up-and-coming outstanding drivers, hired this year by the USA Racing Partners out of Las Vegas, and of course your favorite French-Canadian, Mark.
Jean Theoret from the Montreal area, the U37, the Beacon Plumbing, raced as Miss Seattle and carries some of the colors of the old Miss Seattle.
We have word that one of the boats may have gone back to the pits. Oh, there was Jeff Bernard. We need to give a heads up to him, the Lake Ridge paving boat. Ken Muscatel is out of his boat and back at the transom. He's looking down at the propeller area, Mark. There might be a problem down there, but the 2.25 is not going to go. We are going to be without Dr. Ken Muscatel, which is unfortunate. He was the one that volunteered to take the boat out onto the race course to test the conditions, and now he's had a problem that's going to keep him from going in the restart.
Well, let's keep an eye on that, because he's consulting up at the cockpit area now, and they still have a minute and 35 seconds before that boat has to be on the course and running. It may be now be stepping off the boat now.
Yeah, and they're calling for the sling, so it's done for him. When a driver walks back and looks over the transom, you quite often have had a propeller problem, and that'll end your heat, if not your day. There may be some other damage as well. So we have a mere 3 boats up and make it 4. We have one more way up in the west turn coming through the infield. That's J.W. Myers. He likes this race boat, Mark. He says it's as good as anything he's ever driven. He drove the Elam at one time, and he's been in some good ones. He says that once he learns this boat and the equipment kind of solidifies under him, he's going to be a contender. So we'll see if that happens right here.
Chris Bertram coming down the front straightaway in the white and green trim, green decals for Jackson Sports Bar. I'm looking at J.W. and J.W. Myers has cut through the infield, and he is going to try to sneak over there. Jeff Bernard thinks he might have lane 1, but now out onto the backstretch comes J.W. Myers.
It's the 130 mark, which is just about the point where you can step out onto the backstretch, slow way down, crawl around, and hang on to lane 1. So we'll see how this works out. That's J.W. Myers. He is in lane 1. He is approaching the halfway point of the backstretch, and back behind him about 250 yards is Jeff Bernard in the Lake Ridge paving. You are looking at Chris Bertram. He's actually the 4th boat on the backstretch, trailing the other 3. Way too early to know who is in good position and who isn't. Jean Theoret, though, is not out in lane 3 or 4. He is running over in an area where somebody's going to have to leave him some room, or he would run right up behind J.W. Myers. So we'll see how this sorts out. J.W. pretty early at the 52nd mark. He's already going into the turn, and he's going to have to crawl around here. He will not have great boat speed when he gets to start-finish. We know that already. Barely keeping it up on a plane, and he has to hope that the boat doesn't settle down and stop on him. He's way down at ground idle speed.
And we will be seeing Chris Bertram once again on the outside. Now, it looks like he may be making a start on the front line, but as a rookie, the officials determine exactly when it is that he's allowed to start on the front line and dice for lanes. It looks like he may be on the front line, but he's still going to be on the outside this time, Steve.
Now, J.W. wants to swing a little wider to scrape some speed off, and he really can't do that because there are boats out there planning on using those lanes, and we got a couple very close together right there.
John Theoret and Jeff Bernard almost came together as we're down to the start. 2-1. There's the 0.
It's a legal start. Jean Theoret leading the field across the line. Jeff Bernard right on his hip and off to his left. J.W. Myers, and those will be the 3 leaders going into the first turn. It's Jean Theoret, the leader in the yellow boat.
What you're looking at on your screen is that flying Frenchman, Jean Theoret. On the inside, the other yellow boat is J.W. Myers. On the outside, the yellow and green boat, and that is Jeff Bernard in the Lake Ridge paving. But up the backstretch, the leader is Jean Theoret in the Beacon Plumbing.
Giving chase is J.W. Myers, but J.W. really cost himself by getting onto the backstretch too early and scraping off so much speed that he just didn't have boat speed. He was not at full song at the start. Jean Theoret was, and that's the difference right now. Jeff Bernard doing a pretty good job. The youngster is going to run up beside J.W. Myers on the outside. All three boats are in the turn now as our leader coming down to finish lap 1, Jean Theoret in the Beacon Plumbing.
And now the Beacon Plumbing finishing lap number 1. You're looking also at J.W. Myers in the U10, and he finishes lap number 1. Jeff Bernard started to reel him in just off the turn, but now has dropped back a full rooster tail behind, and your leader now with more than a full rooster tail is Jean Theoret in the Beacon Plumbing.
J.W. Myers thought better of hanging on to lane 1 and trying to run inside Theoret. Now he's crossed over the wake, he's gone to the outside, so he's running in lane 2. It's unlikely that he can run down the Beacon Plumbing out there because this is one fast race boat. You're looking at your leader up the backstretch. That is Jean Theoret on the left. Far right of your picture is the boat in pursuit. That's J.W. Myers in the U10.
Coming into the west turn, Jean Theoret. He has the commanding lead. You know, Steve, we said this yesterday about him in Heat 1A, and yet he ended up with a fuel violation. So I'm sure that team is trying to make sure that they do not over-rev the engine or go too much gas down the engine and have another fuel violation, because he needs these 400 points.
They did quite a bit of testing this morning, and I'm sure that that was the main thing they were looking at was fuel consumption, the speed of the N2 to make sure they didn't have another violation. Now our field is spread out all over the Columbia River. You're looking at the third place boat. That is Jeff Bernard in the Lake Ridge Paving. That's the second boat for Fred Leland's team. He's a teammate to Greg Hopp, who you saw earlier, running in a very comfortable third position. He may be on his way to scoring enough points to be in a good shape for the final with a good steady field. Whoops, penalty on the 99. That's Jeff Bernard. He encroached on, well, they're going to call him for that incident we saw just before the start where he got too close to Jean Theoret. They're going to call an encroachment. So far, it's just a monetary penalty, so it wouldn't cost him place or points.
Jean Theoret, lap number 3. This will be the checkered flag lap as he comes off the west turn. Well in hand this time around. Jean Theoret and the Beacon Plumbing heads down to cross the finish line. The end of Heat 2A. Winner Jean Theoret, and the checkered flag flies.
So predictably, the Flying Frenchman takes it here with his Beacon Plumbing, very fast boat. J.W. Myers coming by right there in second place. Next boat is well back, about a half a straightaway. That's Jeff Bernard, who challenged at the beginning but simply didn't have enough race boat to run with the leaders, but he'll come by and pick up third place points. So score perhaps in pencil until we can give it to you officially. 400 points for Jean Theoret in the Beacon Plumbing, 300 for J.W. Myers in the U10 Miss Solutions Plus, and then Jeff Bernard will pick up 225 for that third place finish in the Lake Ridge Paving. And still to finish is Chris Bertram, Mark, the boat you're looking at right now.
He's just at the top of the west turn right now, and this is a guy who understands hydroplanes. He is a champion driver in some of the smaller inboard hydroplanes, but also understands that he needs to learn the course and understand this boat as well. This boat actually hasn't run for a couple of years. Chris, a brand new driver here, so he's taking it easy, scoring his points and making sure his nose is clean and that he impresses the officials, and maybe they'll let him get up on the front line shortly.
He scores 169 points for a fourth place finish, which is exactly what he scored last time out. Now he has scored some points, 2 finishes, but will it be enough to make the final? We'll know more after the running of Heat 3A and 3B. He might be one of the people we see in the consolation. So for the second time today, we get to give somebody the checkered flag, award the points, and perhaps talk to the winning driver, which we will do when we come back. Stay with us.
Back on the Columbia River, the Atomic Cup 2006, and we've got the winning driver and Scott Reisler down on the pits. Go ahead, Scott.
All right, here with the heat winner, Jean Theoret. After getting that disqualification in the first heat, this has got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels really good. Let's hope we're going to keep this 400 points, because this Beacon Plumbing needs it.
All right, as far as this race, we saw you kind of hit the start running and run away with it. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, I had a good start. I had a good lane, and you know, the boat really rides well in this rough water, and it really corners well. So we're real pleased with it. I think we got an engine problem because on the last lap we were slowing down.
Is the water smoothing out at all? I know we had some scares earlier with Bill Walk and the delay. Is it smooth at all?
Yes, the water is better than this morning. When Dave flipped it over, it's a lot better now.
All right, Jean Theoret gets those 400 points back that were disqualified earlier. We'll see how he does in Heat 3 and, of course, the final if he makes it. Guys, back to you.
Well, he has has the 400 points so far, but yesterday at this same point, he also had 400. He's going to need those and then some. The big disadvantage, of course, of the situation he had is when you're trying to make the final heat, you really need to score 300, 225 every time out in order to be one of the top 6. Now he has 400 points, and we'll do some totaling here for you in a moment and let you know how he looks. But here are your Heat 2A race results.
U37, John Theoret, you just saw him interviewed by Scott Royster, the Miss Beacon Plumbing, first place. The U10, Miss Solutions Plus and J.W. Myers, second place. They were strung out pretty much all over the race course by the time we got those 3 laps in. And Jeff Bernard in the U99, Miss Lakebridge Paving, coming in third. The Jackson Sports Bar and Chris Bertram, the U9, keeping his nose clean, making his laps, getting it done, and he's getting a little more seat time in that boat and getting a little more comfortable every time he goes out.